would like to invite Dianne and the one and only Savion brother.
Yeah, nice. Nice. Just feel like
So in tap dancing, I'm talking to the young tap dancers now. We were having dinner this evening. I was having dinner with Dianne, and we were discussing sort of things you do and maybe things you don't do. And one of the things, it was about songs. And when I was introduced to this dance by people like Dianne Walker, Ralph Brown, and Lon Chaney, the people I consider the great masters of this art form, and they changed my life through that introduction. So, everybody knew that, and Dianne was just reminding me of this over dinner, like you knew that when Buster Brown was on the bill, you knew not to even think about dancing to Cute. You knew, like, if Chuck Green was on the bill, you wouldn't even think about dancing to A-Train. If Lon Chaney was there, you wouldn't even think about Cherokee or anything like that. You just wouldn't think about it. If that's a song you liked, you just would have to pick another one and dance a cappella that night. I'm saying that to say, Robert stole that. Yeah, he stole that song. He stole half of those steps from Dianne.
the other half of the story. So the other half of the story is that, we all sort of feel that, but probably the highest compliment for me was when one of his students, and I don't know if you're here, came up to me and said, because to know Robert, and we all knew Robert, was to love Robert and to fight with Robert. Robert and I fought to the nines. But we loved each other. That was my brother, and we could fight, and there was a love there. And he would never say to me, he'd do this Black Orpheus piece and kind of look at me like this, but he would never say it, and I would never say anything like, that kind of sounds like me. I would never say that. And he would never say it to me until I saw him here for the last time in November last year. And he said to me across the table, because you know how Robert was, and it was tough. He wasn't gonna, one time he walked up to me and he knew I loved Beanie Babies. I collected Beanie Babies. He got a whole bag of Beanie Babies, and he walked up to me in St. Louis in the studio, and he handed me the Beanie Babies like this. He went, here. And then he said, and if you tell anybody that I gave them to you, I'm gonna say you were lying. You lied. And he gave me this big bag, because he was just this big teddy bear of a guy, and we all loved him for that. So he said to me at dinner here a year ago, yeah, I was thinking about you when I did Black Orpheus. And it touched me. It touched me, it touched me, it touched me. I shared that with Logan, who I don't think knew the story, but some of his other students knew that because he said that. And so that's a very, very, very special, very special meaning to me in terms of my relationship with Robert. And I'm so glad that you will continue to carry on his legacy. And I think that you are the best ones to do it.
I just want to say, again, back when I was sort of first introduced to the dance, there was a strong sense of family. And, you know, not only were these great tap dancers, whether they were father figures or grandfather figures, and Robert Reed and that whole generation of tap dancers, the Robert Reed generation, the Ted Levy generation, the Van Porter generation, they were like uncles. If Slide and those cats were like the grandfathers, and then like Gregory was like the father, and it was like those cats were like my uncles. So, and then tap dancing, you know, we all, it's like politics. We all share different views about the dance, but there's not one moment, for any moment, ever since the first time we went to start the St. Louis Festival. We would sleep at his house, and you know, we grew up with Robert Jr. and Robin.
We actually did the very first St. Louis Tap Festival.
Yeah.
With Brenda.
Yeah.
Brenda.
And my mother.
Right. That's right.
So it was a strong sense of family. So again, I'm just saying that to say, even though I hadn't spoken to Robert or seen Robert in several years up to his death, I loved the man, and I feel, I'm sorry for his loss, and I feel so much respect for his contribution to the dance, and I will continue to hold his family up in prayer, and I wish you dancers all the best, those who choose to advance or carry on his tradition or his style in the dance. I wish you all the best. But get your own song. No, just joking.